Help us keep the Michigan Panthers in Michigan by scanning the QR code and signing the petition today. Man, oh man, what a scary sight it was last night. Couldn't even make really any videos. Couldn't really even talk about it, man. Seeing a player down for the Detroit Lions, very scary situation. Took me back to Mike Utley, those type of situations. Everybody was watching the game yesterday and saw Mo Norris go down in what was a routine type tackle at the beginning of the fourth quarter. So as I'm watching the game, I'm noticing the hit that our player put on the Atlanta Falcon. But on the left side of the screen, I see Mo Norris kind of ragdoll and do kind of like a spin in the air. And I saw him tense up. And I'm like, somebody's down. That doesn't look good. A couple seconds later, within a minute, Dan Campbell is coming out. They have the cart out. And when you see the cart, you knew it was bad. Then you see the ambulance, not the cart that takes you back to the ambulance, but the actual ambulance that drives on the field. They put Mo Norris in the ambulance, and he was on his way to the hospital. He stayed in the hospital overnight. When they lifted him up to put him in the ambulance, I saw his eyes were open, and I believe he gave the crowd some type of thumbs up, very similar to Mike Utley. Everybody knows the iconic thumbs up. This sport is brutal. You know, it originates from gladiator times. And you wonder how these guys survived, like back in the 40s and 30s and 50s when the NFL wasn't as safe as it is now. So it was tough to go forward yesterday and make any content. I did a brief 20-minute post-game show, but I needed to know what was going on. I didn't feel right talking about stats and stuff like that without knowing the severity of the injury. Well, we got some good news, man. This is coming from Justin Rogers' Twitter account via Mo Norris. He says, amen, I'm all good, man. Don't stress it. Appreciate all the check-ins and the love. And then he goes on to state some other things as well. So we got confirmation, and I saw also that there's a screenshot of him and Ennis communicating. We know Ennis was just put on IR for the rest of the 2025 season, and it's good to see those two guys talking back and forth. But to see him smiling, to see him up, I mean, even Hutch was in the hospital for a few days because we know he had to deal with the leg injury. But it really, everyone says the same thing. It puts things into perspective. Think about how rare these type of injuries, meaning how few they happen compared to others, right? And this is a 100% injury sport. You hate to see any injury, especially one where, and we see multiple injuries like this per year. And thankfully, you know, every time I see something like this, it takes me right back to Damar Hamlin. And I was actually live streaming for that game when it happened. But let me take a minute to commend the Atlanta Falcons, commend the Detroit Lions, and also the NFL. Because I think the NFL, they learned from Damar that it's tough for these guys to play through. The teams forced them to learn. And it just shows you what solidarity can really do. And the teams came together. It was the greatest thing that I think that I've never seen anything like this. So what happened was it was the first play of the fourth quarter. When Mo Norris goes down, there's 14 minutes and 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. He goes down, and after a cart, so it wasn't like he was carted off the field. He was on a cart where it was a lower leg injury, a bicep injury, you know, something like that, where you're like, okay, even that's tough to play through. But the dude was seized up, right? So how do you play through something like this? The honest answer is you don't. And I think what we're going to see from here on out, we're going to see more of this. Now, the games are going to, when they actually have some meaning as far as win-loss and playoff ramifications and things like that, I think it'll be different. But I think that the Damar Hamlin situation, what the teams did yesterday, that's going to force Roger Goodell to do something that he only can do. If there's a game that has to be suspended, the game can be resumed. It can be resumed. He is the only one with the power to resume the game, okay? From the exact down and distance, time, everything. That would be very difficult because of how gruesome the NFL is and how grueling the schedule is. So we may not see it, but it's possible. But to see the teams come together and they snap the ball, because I'm watching the play clock go down. The ball is snapped and nothing's happening, because I thought the play clock ran out, which would have resulted to a dead ball foul. But they actually snapped the ball, and they let 8 minutes run off before the NFL finally called in and suspended the game. But what would have happened is it would have ticked down and ran out. I have never seen anything like that. And it was so great to see those two teams, the two coaches come together, the two teams come together and say, there's no way we're going to keep playing. There's no way we're going to keep playing. And it was great to see. But even better news is Mo Norris is good. I'm assuming he'll be released today. Says, amen, amen. I'm all good, man. Don't stress it. Appreciate the check-ins and the love. And there we go. That's good. It was very tough to function last night. You guys know, man, I'm emotional. The tears was coming. I was super emotional, man. I'm an emotional guy. But to see him go down like that, to see Dan Campbell, I love Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell made it okay for a big dude to be emotional. I was already emotional anyway. You know what I'm saying? But before he even came. But Dan Campbell, remember he was getting clowned when we lost and he was crying, right? He was choked up yesterday talking about Mo. We watch Hard Knocks, how much he loves these guys, right? So that is the best news of the day, to know that Mo's going to be okay. I don't know if this is like, if there's any lasting implications, if he can't go next week or whatever the situation. Will he miss any time? I have no idea. I would fully expect him not to be out there next week, but he still probably has to go through the NFL type of protocols, and it would be very tough to assume that he's going to pass any type of protocol with what happened last night. So we probably won't see him anytime soon. Hopefully this does not lead to him not being on the team, because Mo was the same guy that got ejected from practice last week because he was being too aggressive, right? I'm not making this injury's Mo fault. That's not what I'm saying. So don't go there. But that's what kind of player he is. You know what I'm saying? Like he's flying around trying to make teams, right? So we forget at the end of the day that these guys are human, right? So it's great to know. Makes me feel better. Now I can go through my day with my heart not so heavy. It's good to hear. Again, help us save the Michigan Panthers. We are currently sitting at 1,385 signatures, trying to get as many as we can before the month of August is over. We have less than 30 days to let the UFL know that we want our Michigan Panthers to stay in Michigan. As of this moment, it's not a done deal yet that they are gone. There's been some things going on in the UFL. And let's see if this video can get us to 1,400 signatures. The Birmingham Stallions have over 2,000. Last time I checked, it was 2,200. We got some work to do. So consider scanning the petition today. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. We had a great turnout for the live stream yesterday. I don't know if the NFL is shadow banning my streams anymore. We had about 13,000 total views, which is more than I think we had all of last season. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Glad that Mo Norris is going to be okay.